Welcome to Oh Brother, a podcast of three brothers trying to figure it all out. With your hosts, Brandon, Collin, and Aaron. On this week's show, that buffalo sentence. Hello.
Ahoy.
Ahoy. How's your week?
It's exhausting.
Oh no. You had a first day of school.
Oh yeah, it was pretty good. Thanks.
Okay.
Today was the second day. It's just like, like it's not like bad, right? Just like lots of just exhausting and long, right? Like no. Like
how are the varied class lengths going?
Oh, exciting. Very fun. Love it. We so interesting story. We did all that, right? We fixed our schedule all up. We did everything. And then we told the principal and she was like, nothing's changed. And we're like, not true.
Oh no.
So, like, we didn't even know, like, one of the other special class teachers, somebody mentioned it to him, and he's like, no, special class times are all the same. And we're like, excuse you? What? So, they messed up and didn't, like, speak to each other appropriately. And so, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well
so
done,
it's
people.
fine, I guess. Well
done.
It's all right. It's more normal now, but it's ridiculous, man. Like, what the heck? Oh, that's fine. It's like trying to get. It's always difficult, like when you. I don't know. There's like a lot of things that I do at the beginning of the year that I don't like remember, right? And then, well, I mean, like, I don't think about them ahead of time, right? Like,
well, yeah,
a lot of like laying the groundwork stuff, you know, like your like classroom expectations, telling the kids about the class. Like, I don't think about that stuff until like I'm doing it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I have to tell you all these things right now. We were doing stuff today. We were telling about like, so in teaching, there's this concept called like the first 20 days. I think we've talked about it before, where it's like, it's kind of like you use that time to set the groundwork and lay out expectations for the class. And you like weave that stuff into your lessons and everything, you know? So it's kind of like the foundational block for everything. Right. And so, excuse me. So it's like the first like month of school, you're kind of doing that. Right. It's kind of what you're doing. Practicing expectations, all that stuff. So today we're going over some stuff and we're talking about like what makes a good scientist. Yeah. Right. So I was telling them, like, if we're going to be scientists in 6th grade here, we should be good ones. Right. So we need to know, like, we don't want to be a bad scientist. That's lame. No one wants to do that. So we want to know what makes a good scientist so we can do those things. So I was telling them like these, general categories and stuff. And then like how that applies to our life in 6th grade. Because, some of them are vague. Like, we state reasons and do research.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So like, that's cool. But like, what does that mean for us in 6th grade? What does that look like for us? Right. And so I was telling them one about like, good scientists, like, I don't remember what my slide said exactly, but it's basically like they don't give up, right? We don't quit. We don't like get an answer that we don't like and be like, it's too hard, I'm stopping. It's not really how this works, right? And so I was explaining to them the process that happens, and I was like, it is possible for you, in here. So what can happen is you can do some stuff. We'll do we'll do the unit, we'll do our study guide, you'll take a test. And it's happened before where some people have taken their test and they've gotten their score back and been like, oh. And they've come to me and they've said, Mr. Funkhauser, I'm kind of upset about this because I got this score, but I know I can do better than this. And they're like, oh man, is there any way I could take this test again? And I go, well, sure. And when I said that, the kids looked at me like it was the craziest thing they've ever heard in their entire life.
Yeah.
And this one kid you kind of pegged him as kind of a smart alecky guy already. He was like, you're telling me that I can just take a test again? I was like, within reason, right? If you miss one question, you're not going to take it again, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, that's like easy. And I was like, is it? And I was like, some of the concepts that we're going to talk about are quite difficult. And I like read him off the list of like the standards that we're doing on the first unit. And I was like, do you know what that means right now? And he goes, no. And I was like, okay, you see? We'll see where I'm going.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't expect you to know them yet because this is the second day of school, but like, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
So we're going. Okay, so, it happens. So it's fine. Don't worry about it. But they were like really confused. They're like, what do you mean? And so I was like, listen, if the goal is to talk about, being able to create a space where like, I think I talked about this last week, where like failure is okay, right? Take your test again. I don't care. Well, whatever. Like, boom, done. And so they were looking at me like I was crazy. They were like, what do you mean? They're like, this has never happened before.
Well, yeah.
I was like, that might be true.
Fair point.
But also, that's what we're going to do because, we're learning things. So sometimes you need to. So deal with it. So it was funny. They're like trying to figure out their life right now. It's like the first day, came in, I was out in the hallway, just kind of looking at people, make sure they get to the right spot or whatever. And I came in and checked my email real quick because I always get like last second emails like, make sure you do this. Like, you had 2 weeks to tell me about this. And you're just telling me right now?
Right now is really the best time for this?
Yeah. Grr. So I'm sitting there and checking it, and my friend comes in who teaches across the hall, and she was like, hey, I got a question. And she looked at the kids. She's like, what are they doing? And they were all just like sitting in their desk staring at each other. They were just like, They looked horrified to be in 6th grade.
Oh no.
It was kind of funny. I was just like,
it's gonna be okay, everybody.
Yeah, I know. I let them play it out for a little while. I'm just like, I'm just gonna leave them like this until I take attendance.
Yeah.
It'll be funny, right? Like, I'm just gonna like it's kind of hilarious. So we just
we're just gonna sit in this space.
Yeah, I don't know if we're running around on the first day of school causing havoc. We're gonna keep this going. We're gonna play it out, see how it goes. So it's so maybe I'm a mean, horrible person, but I thought it was hilarious to do that. So it's basically been my week, doing some just like navigating the murky waters that are the first week of school, where everybody changes their plans at the last second and then forget to tell the 6th grade teachers. That's how it works, right? Like, what? Like, oh, by the way, we're doing this. Like, second day of school. That means it was the second different lunch procedure we've had this week. No big deal. It's fine.
Oh, already?
Yeah. So that was fun. It's okay.
Well, it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. It could be
always
flexible.
be guessing is what they say, right? Always wonder what's coming next.
I heard that. That's exactly what you want. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait.
No, I don't.
It's it's interesting that you were commenting on setting up about like we want to be good scientists, so we have to be good. We have to be good at doing science things. And I was just writing a little bit today for a business retreat that we're going on this weekend. I sent you the copy of that book, that manual and stuff. Right? Had you?
Oh, right. That's
so that's this weekend.
Hey,
and,
hey.
We're having we got some we got some business owners coming from across the country coming in for a weekend in Independence, Missouri.
Wow, really?
Aha. Yeah.
Listeners, when Collin says going to, what he actually means is hosting.
Hosting.
He's lying to you. He's trying to play himself low key here, but he's
we got the little bed and breakfast all rented out.
All right.
I do think there is one dude who's going to be there and very confused. So
it's fine. He's just like, I just was trying to go to the Pony Express Museum. What are these people doing
Why
here?
are these people here? They're so
Maybe
weird.
he'll just come hang out, just see what's up.
Hey, he is more than welcome. But no, I was writing a letter I was going to be sending everybody, kind of about what that means for like pursuing excellence. And so there's this Greek concept. I'm not going to pronounce this right. It's Arete or Arete, and basically it's like excellence in your full form, your full potential. And there's this logical dance that you walk through here, where it kind of, you can structure a sentence like this of like someone, a person who exhibits excellence is one who performs the many functions of a person well. So you have to kind of back out and ask yourself a lot of different questions about that and go, okay, like, well, what are the functions that define me? And what does excellent mean in those? Right. And now that's where you start kind of delving down into. So when you were talking about like scientists and performing in excellence, it's like, okay, yeah, like that's our job. We have to now define like, what does it mean to be a scientist? Because if we don't define that, we don't know what we need to work on and do better with.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was trying to put it in context for them, right? Like, because like, yeah, that means different. I mean, and these things mean different things in different scenarios sometimes. Like, something else on my list was like, it's basically like, there's something about being methodical, right?
Yeah.
Scientists are methodical, right? Careful, methodical. And, when you're 12, do you know what the word methodical means? Maybe not, right? So, like, we have to define this. We have to put this in context of how does that apply to us? What does that mean for us, right? And I think, like, that's where a lot of those, like, businessy things, like, get annoying, right? Like, I could just tell the kids this, right? Do this, like, be excellent. Okay, but, like, that's too vague, right? We have to have context somewhere. We have to know how that applies to us.
Yes.
In our situation. You know what I mean? And so, like, the being methodical in 6th grade, that means we go slow and steady and we just take our time and do our best. Boom. That's what it means. Okay. We're not racing to be done. Because that is a thing that happens in 6th grade. We're like, I want to be finished. Blah. Done. Blah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's not. Is that when you give your best work? No. So like we, like us trying to, this is what we want, right? We just want to go slow. Take your time. Boom. That's what we want. Don't rush to get done just to be done and give me garbage. I don't want your garbage. Okay. I'll probably give it back to you and say, no, take this back. This is trash. Get out of here.
Well, but you don't. It starts with having to be guided in that, right? Of going, okay, let's ask some questions about this. What went well? What didn't go well? Why didn't go well? Or why did it go awesome? What can we do more of? How, like, it takes being guided through that the first probably thousands of times.
Yeah. Again, they're 12 years old, so like, go.
I know. I was going to say, there are like grown adults who have never intentionally gone through that process. So it's
wow. That's because. Yeah, but that's because no one's ever told them what the process looks like.
Yeah.
Right? It's like we've talked about before, like people just like assume that you know what you're talking about, right? Like I'm going to say words and I'm just going to assume they get the meaning. Like, okay, that's not helpful to anybody, right? Like I guess I want to gotta be clear, okay? Like what do you mean when you say X, Y, Z? Okay, because your version, based on my life experiences, whatever, is different than mine.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of stuff So like you have to be intentional, right? And that's the thing that makes me so angry about the beginning of the year teacher meetings. Another reason I get so grumpy about it is they like harp on about all this stuff and they're like, be intentional, blah, 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 do this stuff. Like make sure you clarify your stuff and do all that. And then like I'm doing all that in my lessons, and then none of the administration gives me the same courtesy when they speak to me, right? They're just like, do whatever, blah, be excellent. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not Bill and Ted, right? If I was Bill and Ted, that'd be cool. I could just be like, done, right? Yo, go to the Circle K, bro.
Wow.
Need a slushy. Yeah.
I'm even thinking, well, I'm especially thinking from the student's perspective of what does it mean? Like, you need to be a good student. Nobody who I can honestly say at no point did anybody sit down with me and help me figure out what good student meant. What does it mean to be a good student?
Yeah.
Right? Like I had to figure out what it meant for me. But if you are just told be a good student, it's like that's not helpful at all.
Yeah.
And completely obliterates all sorts of contextual concepts of what good means, of like, okay, good with this background, this history, these struggles, these things going on with these goals, these objectives. Like that's one kind of good for you to define for yourself versus something completely different from somebody else. And to kind of just say, use one word to say, be a good student. I think that conjures up a lot of imagery for people of, well, I'm never tardy. I never miss a day of school. I always get straight A's and all the teachers like me. But like, you can go down this list, but it's like that's not what that actually means. Like,
no, it isn't. That is what I found out when you get to a point eventually where you discover that's not true. Right. Mm. Like it happens at various stages in your student career, right? Yeah. Like you do all this stuff and you just like get good grades, and it's like you like don't even have to try. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then it happens at different places for everyone, but all of a sudden you are hit with the brick wall of things get like hard, and then you go, I don't know how to deal with this, right? Because I had never had this struggle before. I just like listen in class and get good grades. Like that was my quote study strategy for a real long time. Like pay attention, do a thing, and then like get okay grades. That was it. And then like late high school, it was like, blah. What? No, now you have to like actually try. And I was like, this is problem, because I'm now like 17 years old and have not developed any studying skills at all because nobody told me what they should be. And so I don't know how to deal with this reality that has slapped me in the face. It's like, yeah, you have to be definitional with this stuff. We talked about that today when one of the points about like how to be responsible in class, like how to be a responsible student, right? Because that goes with our PBIS stuff, whatever, is like be organized. Okay. And then I stopped and I said, okay, look, here's some tips on how this works. And we went through them, like how to write notes. Okay. Like we talked about spacing your notes out. Okay. Leaving space on a page, blah, blah, blah. Some stuff like that, right? And I told them straight up, I was like, these are some starting places. But know that I'm going to be looking at your binders as we go along to give you points, just like binder points for like classroom participation, making sure you're on task and everything. And I was like, listen, eventually it will occur that everybody's binder will look different. And that's fine, because your brains work differently and you have to do this the way that works best for you. I was like, we can talk about that. I can give you like one-on-one advice, come up with new ideas. If you're doing something it's hard for you and you don't like it, we can switch it up. But your binders will be different. There'll be similarities, yeah, but they'll look different just because of how you function and you work. And their faces were like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
It's almost like this mix of like, they didn't believe me. And also some of them were like, you're not going to make us do it all exactly the same? That's weird. Like,
I need to pause right now. I have a staff member calling me. Please hold.
All right, no problem.
And I'm back. Just like that. Hello. Brandon has left.
No, I just failed to hit the unmute button on the microphone the first time.
I'm so sorry. Oh, how long was that? Too long? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
Good. Thank you. You know, one thing that's hard in life is pilling a cat.
I've heard that. They're not exactly fond of that kind of thing.
Oh, man. So
if there's one thing cats love, it's being held still, forced to do a thing.
Well, and one thing that, they'll say, oh, you can buy like the pill pockets to give to a cat, and they'll hide the pill. Right?
You can,
cats
but
they'll do it they will do that exactly one time, and then they will spit it out at you. So you actively have to put the pill in their mouth.
Yes.
And so we had a client. We had
their little murder mouth full of sharp, pointy teeth, and
very bitey. We had someone reach out to us today that their 91-year-old mom lives in an assisted living center and has a cat who's on medication and can't pill the cat by herself. And
fair enough.
Fair enough. So,
many people who are not 91 can't pill a cat by themselves, so this is not.
So I was like, okay, and it's on every 10 to 12 hour medication.
Oh.
So.
Oh my.
She contacted me this morning, and I said, well, we can set up a meet and greet, and then we can go over stuff. And she was like, well, why don't we just do the meet and greet
while you pill my cat? That's what she said.
Yeah, while you pill my cat. Wouldn't that be awesome? And I said,
no.
You know what? Actually, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to waste time because
that's true. It's got to have the medicine, right? So
it's got to have the medicine anyway. I would like to at least be there for that because they're gonna have to demonstrate that to me anyway. Plus,
where is the medicine?
The meet and greet is free, and I don't want to have to waste too much of my time.
Good point.
Over this. So I'd rather
good points.
Pay for it. So I told my staff members, I was like, hey, to meet and greet, I have an experienced staff member. They need to have the inexperienced, the new staff member, shadow them so they can get together and go on this meet and greet at 8:00 at night.
Perfect time for a meet and greet.
They just wrapped up an hour later.
Oh no.
Now, I have been.
Does your staff member still have all their fingers?
Well, so they FaceTime me in the call. It was funny because beforehand I had done a pre-flight with them. So every meet and greet that our staff go on, the clients fill out information, and then I jump on a Zoom call or a phone call with the staff to talk about all that information and how we think it needs to go, give them some more context so that they know what they're walking into. And then once the meet and greet's done, we debrief again, same way, over Zoom or FaceTime to talk about. And we had joked that one of my staff members is in the military and he may need to take his riot vest and Kevlar to go do this. And so I said, okay, $20. You guys are going to call me and someone's going to have a bloody face. And then they called me and I was like, dang it, I owe somebody $20. And they laughed because they were all fine.
That's good, though. Hooray.
That was fine.
For having all your fingers
injuries. So I had talked to them about multiple ways to do stuff. And the other part that makes this difficult is it's not just one pill. It's also it's a pill and then the liquid in a syringe that we have to give the cat.
Oh, so the cat's already grumpy.
Already mega grumpy. So I was basically like, look, we're just going to go straight to toweling the cat, which nobody likes.
No, least of all the cat.
Least of all the cat. But we're going to get this done. And so they were like, yeah, if we had more like ability to like focus on it, it probably would have only taken like 10 minutes. And so I was like, why did it take you an hour? And they're like, well, they were all really chatty. And I was like, all? Who all was there? And they're like, oh, well, the owner's daughter came by with her husband to meet us. And so it was 5 people in this apartment staring at a cat in a towel as they
It
talk.
seems extraneous, but okay, whatever.
A bit excessive. And I understand.
Well, I mean, yeah, but still a little bit kind of weird when you say it out loud, right? Like, what are they doing?
And this is not the first time that somebody has contacted us who wants us to care for a pet that belongs to
like an older relative.
Yeah. Right. And so it's very important to them. I recognize it's important that they know explicitly what is going on.
Well, that's true, because like it's different from normal drop-ins, because like there'll be a person there,
or
right?
And they don't either. They'll be there, or I am communicating directly with the owner of the pet. And so in this instance, the owner of the pet is there, but I try and reassure the relative, that that they are also going to get an update about this.
Oh yeah, true, yeah.
So that I'm interacting with their mother. Well, at the end of the visit, I'm going to text you with photos of how it went. Of the visit, so that you are aware as well, because I don't want people to feel like we are taking advantage of somebody, right? Like I understand that the world is rife with people who take advantage of elderly, and I don't want to have airs of that at all. So I try and be as open and apparent as possible. And that's just what we try and do that to make sure that we that they know and that we know what's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's just like when you say it the first time, it's kind of like, what? But like, that all makes sense. That's good. But it's weird. It took an hour. But, old people do love talking.
They do. And
this person is 91. Their kids are going to be also older.
Yes.
So like, just double whammy. Like,
So that's I understand that, and I'm trying to recognize that this is it's a balance of meeting people's needs in that way and whatever, but also recognizing like it was an hour long and nothing really happened.
Yeah, that's kind of funny though. Too bad this one was free. Dang it.
Gosh. No, I actually did. I thankfully did charge for this one.
True. Since they're already working.
Yes. That's what I said.
Nice try getting us to do your cat for free. God.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, that's what that.
That's no problem. While you were gone, I was thinking about weird like residual things in speech that we say that don't make any sense anymore. Because I got a message from a parent about something, and they were asking about forms had to be returned to school and whatnot, and they're like, "Is this required?" And I was like, "I don't." First of all, I was telling Susan, it's like, I don't know, because the way that forms get sent home at school sometimes is a person brings me some forms and says, "Give these to the kids," and I'm like, "What is this?" And the person I'm asking is like a high school aide, and they don't know, so I just give it to the kids and let them leave, right? I don't know what the heck this is. I don't know what it is. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it goes when it comes back. It's just, here's a paper, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, it came up that this particular one, like, bring it back. The school needs them for something, so like you're entered to win something, blah blah blah, right? Silliness. But one of the things that you're entered to win is a flat screen TV. Now, I ask you. In 2022, is it necessary to refer to a television as a flat screen TV? Because they're all flat.
Yeah.
All of them. The screens have been flat for 20 years.
Yeah.
Right? So is that necessary?
No, it is not.
Can we just call it a TV? Right? So I thought it's a really weird like addition to that word that's still there for some reason. Like, they all look like that now. You don't have to say like.
Well,
I know there's different kinds of TVs, like different like methodologies of making the picture. That's fine to add, right? But like the fact that just flat is the only addendum you're adding to this, it struck me as odd. All of a sudden, like that word is unnecessary in this sentence. Like, you don't need that.
Well, to me, that's kind of like with like cell phones or mobile phones, cell phones.
Yeah.
I just lost it. I was oh man, this will come back to me. But yeah, like this is these words that kind of have lost the relevance because everything is that way now.
Yeah, I was thinking about the phones too, right? Because like it's a mobile phone. Like, okay, yeah, but like now 90% of phones that's what they are, right? That term is to describe like the newness of the thing, right? And then once the newness is now gone, that terminology becomes irrelevant. Like cellular, right? You don't need to say. First of all, nobody's ever actually said like cellular phone. Maybe in like the 80s, right? It's like the last time anybody said that. But it's just like irrelevant because now almost all phones are movable, right? The ones that aren't are like the phone at school. That's it, right? That's the only one. So yeah, I started. It's like, I wonder what else I could think about that would be like that. And then you came back, so I got stuck.
Oh,
but
sorry.
That's where I was.
It's a good interlude. That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I was like lost in thought of this like weird like, that's really strange. Why do we have hello. It's like the vestigial language, right? Like it's kind of what it's like a little bit. Because like nobody now, when you say television, they're not thinking like console television, right? Like they're thinking like the big thing with like tubes in it, thinking about just like a standard television now. They're all flat, so you don't have to describe them as flat, right? It's kind of like when people say like carne asada steak, right?
Yeah,
carne asada. That means carne means steak. All right, you don't
steak.
steak. The steak. Yes, perfect.
Exactly. See,
there's another food that's like that too. I can't remember. Where it's basically just like the same word twice. Like, or everyone's favorite fish, the golden dorado. So nice, they named it twice, right? The golden fish, right? That's very good.
mola, the bison.
Everyone loves a bison, right?
Yes,
so wonderful.
Bison.
Yeah, they're cuddly. You should go pet them. No, don't go pet them. I'm just kidding. I did not say that for legal reasons. That was a joke. Okay, I did not say. I just can't believe that people do that, right? Like all the time, they're like Yellowstone tourist trampled when he tried to pet a bison
again.
Dude, what? Why? What about looking at the animal makes you think you should pet it?
Exactly.
Right? It's like the world's angriest cow. What are you doing?
Yes, I know. It's so bad. That reminds me of the have you seen the buffalo sentence?
What? No.
Ready for this? Okay. This is a grammatically correct English sentence.
These are so weird. And then there's a good.
No. This is grammatically correct. I will explain this in just a minute. Ready? Buffalo, 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 buffalo. Now, what? It's 8 buffaloes in a sentence in a row, but what you can't quite get there is some are capitalized, some are not capitalized because it's a play. It's a using of hominins and homophones. Basically, because we're talking about how there are 3 meanings of the word buffalo. Okay, so that one is a proper noun of the city Buffalo.
Yes, New York.
One is a verb buffalo, which means to harass or intimidate.
Ah, yes, that's
and
true.
And then the other one is a noun referring to the animal.
Yes.
So basically, it's it's talking about how buffalo bully buffalo from buffalo, which bully so it's quite
very
look it up. I'm
going to right now. I don't.
Just type in buffalo sentence, and you'll see. It always makes me laugh.
But this buffalo is a weird word to spell. Also, I just like to bring that up. Yes. Lexical ambiguity. What a lovely thing. So, okay, I lose the thread about halfway through because I understand now the first one. Sentence? Yes. Can I pair? Amical buffalo from the city Buffalo. Yes. All right, buffalo, right? So they bully. So the animal bullies another animal from the city. And then I get lost. That's what I got. That's what
it's a claim that bison are intimidated or bullied by bison are themselves intimidating or bullying bison from Buffalo, New York.
It's very interesting.
Yep. So it's
that is confusing.
But it is.
Yeah. About half of that sentence makes sense in the first read, and then you gotta kind of like go, okay. And I distinctly remember not liking diagramming sentences. That is rough. So I don't.
There's plenty of diagrams. It's all diagrammed out.
Oh man,
the Wikipedia page.
It is. This is a lot of.
Have fun with that.
I like how in this one diagram there's just like a subset of buffalo in Rochester for some reason. I don't really know what that's about. Like I don't.
For reasons.
Maybe they're the ones bullying the buffalo from Buffalo. I mean, buffaloing the buffalo from Buffalo.
See, there you go.
So is it implied in the sentence that people from Rochester, New York are bullies? People of Rochester, New York, how do you feel about this sentence stereotyping you, specifically, according to Wikipedia, as buffaloing buffalo from Buffalo?
Yep.
Let us know. Tweet us at
something 1 2 3 4 Anytown USA.
That's true. Right?
Yeah.
So,
that's one segue. Anyway, we watched a sad day at the neighbor's yard today as the tree was completely chopped down. And it was a beautiful, beautiful old green ash. That is now I have lots of open sky to my west. Very sad. Very sad.
Oh no. Direct sunlight. The worst kind of sunlight.
I know.
No.
I was really like, what is going on? So a couple weeks ago.
Also, unannounced chainsawing. Always a lovely surprise. Like
I did know of them. Because I saw the owner talking with the crew like 2 weeks ago or something. And I just never really thought much of it. So I was like, okay, whatever, it's fine. And then they showed up today and I was like, oh, he's going to be tree trimming, right? There we go. And then like I should have been cued into that was more than just tree trimming by the fact that there was the big pole arm boom truck, like huge. There was also
a giveaway
and dump truck with there were 2 dump trucks, one of which had the wood chipper attached to the back of it, and they had a bobcat little thing moving around. But I was like, well, it's a really big tree. Like, I guess that's just how they roll. And then 30 minutes into it, when there was a completely bare, massive branch coming up from it, I was like, oh, they're cutting the whole thing down. So then we got to watch with the rigging, and I am genuinely impressed by the art form that is rigging for
dude, it's crazy
limbing trees and how that works and everything, and to avoid how they wrap it around the tree to swing it one way, and how it so it avoids the power lines and the house and the road. All very very technical stuff, which was neat and impressive to watch. I mean, they took all day, and we just sat on our back porch and sat under the umbrella so the sawdust didn't get on us. It flew over to us. But now we've got a lot more sunshine. And then when Lillian was running through the yard, she got to experience her very first hornet stings.
Oh, how exciting!
Carolina ground hornets, which the owner has been trying to eradicate from his yard. He had an exterminator come out and was like, I got him. And then the owner was like, no.
Yeah, just kidding.
Yeah, just kidding. And so what happened was Megan was walking a dog, and the dog stepped on the nest, and then Lillian came behind the dog and got stung.
Yes. A well-known philosophy. I believe it was Confucius that said, hornets don't sting the person that disturbed the nest. They sting the person behind them.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that's exactly how that goes.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Quote. Yeah. Quote. Yeah.
Quote that. Count it. Like, I think that's
print it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Cannon just yell cannon. You have to make
this is the irony here is like just supreme, because this is how I was stung by hornets.
Look, we don't have to.
Bring this up. I mean, you brought it up, really, right? You did this. You opened the door here. So, listeners, story time. While Collin is reflecting on how his daughter was stung by hornets after a dog trod upon the hornet's nest, the first time I was stung by hornets, it's because Collin smacked a hornet's nest with a horsewhip. And I ran over there and told him to not do that, and was probably stung by a hornet. What? So first of all, serious tone here. Is Lillian okay?
Yeah, she is.
All right, good.
She's fine. She did come running in. It's obvious, they are not. The ground hornets are less
stingy.
They're smaller, so they don't have they're smaller. There's just lots of them, and it's just terrifying because they were swarming on her.
Oh, yeah, that is bad.
And she was mostly freaked out by that. But then also I was having to explain the difference because she kept asking me, like, did you get the
like a bee stinger, right?
Yes. She never got. She was asking me, like, did you get the stinger out? Did she get the stinger out? And I was like, oh no, they don't come out.
That's not. These stinging insects don't work that way.
And then I had to explain like why they were just incredibly painful. And I was like, well, that's because they bite you and then sting under your skin. Like they pinch your skin with their mandibles. And then they take their stinger and they jam it in there. And so they grind and bite with your teeth. And that's why hornet bites and wasp bites have a little chunk taken out of you, because that's where they bit you. And she was like, so, I mean, I don't know how comforting that was to her or not, but we, we promptly got
probably not very, but
yeah, it's fine. We probably got some spray on her and put iced it to keep the swelling down, and got her on some antihistamine to keep the itch that I know is coming tonight as she.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, she kept running in saying, did you she kept running saying, the bees got me, and I was like,
oh yeah,
what bees? And I was like, oh no, like this is bad. And it was, she got 2 on her leg and then 2 on her back, kind of in the kind of on the lower back.
Yeah.
And they had gotten actually under her shirt. So I'm glad they only had 2 extra bites there, because then we found 2 of them inside the house. She had brought them in with her.
Oh my God. Like, yeah, they're still latched on probably.
So yeah, we had to take care of those.
Did your response was not to jump off the tractor and smear diesel fuel on them? That wasn't what happened to you?
No, well, good question. Had I had access to either a tractor or diesel fuel, maybe.
That was my father's confusing response to my Hornets things. Was that, and I was like, I remember being like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why this can't be helping? Why would you do?"
Diesel fuel. Yeah,
I'm still not sure why that happened. Like, I don't know what's happening.
Sorry.
I don't know. It sort of took away the shock, because I was like, what? I don't know. What?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't do that in so many ways.
Maybe next time. Next time.
Probably. No, so we sat and we talked about it and why it hurt so much, and tried to move on to other things. But yeah, that's how we ended our day, which was quite not fun at all.
I mean, no, but it's
gonna be fine. So yeah, it was quite the whirlwind, and
that is quite the exciting afternoon. That is who knew that there would be random ground hornets? Nobody likes random ground hornets. That's bad. No, but I'm sorry that you had such a terribly eventful afternoon.
Yeah, it's one of those things like, well, anyway.
Yeah, it's
tomorrow will be a new day.
Hopefully hornet free day. That's what we need tomorrow.
Well, and then my neighbor was like, so I was looking up online how to get rid of these things. And I was like, tell me more. And he said, muriatic acid. Pour it in there. He said, what you got to do, you got to wait till nighttime because they're dormant. And then you just dump a bunch of that on top. It kills them right away. And I was like, I
kill literally everything right away. Like, what? I don't. What? Oh my God.
I was like, okay, let me know when you're doing this so I can
not be outside. Like,
so maybe he will just resolve for diesel fuel at the end.
He might, right? I mean, I'm sure if you just dump diesel on it, it'd be fine.
Oh yeah,
right. I'm trying to think in my mind which one of those is the least worst thing to dump into the ground. I don't think the ground is gonna love that. Your grass is dying straight up. Like, let's be honest. Like,
for sure.
They have no grass for a while, and no hornets, but also no anything else.
Yeah, I was like, So I'm going to not be around when you do that. just so
I,
everybody's clear.
what forum post did he see that on? Like, you just dump acid on it. Like, and I'd like to think that whatever like gardening post that was, somebody just responded that to like every pest problem. Like, I've got moles in my yard. Acid, right? Like I have weevils on my flowers. Acid, right? Like I'm.
Yep. See,
these beetles are my acid.
Yeah. As all helpful posts are, when somebody finds the one thing that worked for them, they just respond to it all the time.
Yeah. What does that mean? Like, thank you, guy on Reddit 12 years ago. I really appreciate this.
Exactly. Yeah. The one guy who said, who went through was like, I did this one thing. And he just, he blasted.
Answered that one question that
oh my god,
nobody else had.
But I had to do that today. So we use, I run a media server on our, we have a Synology down in our basement, which I use to back up all of our stuff to. That's where I store all of our excess audio files. I also run media on it using a service called Plex. Well, Plex came out and was like, hey, so.
I saw that. It's like, mega hack time.
Yeah, mega hack. Like, not just a little bit hacked, but like a mega hack. So I went in and changed my password and then was like, oh no. Oops.
No.
Because I don't just have a client side, I have the server side. Where I have to make sure that the server who is pushing out the media files is in sync and running, and that the client app because I just changed it for the client app, and then all of a sudden the client app was looking for the server, and the server was looking for the client. They couldn't talk to one another. And
oh no, sadness!
I had to basically just like burn down the entirety of the existing server, and then I couldn't strip it all away because it kept finding pieces of the old one around.
Like
and it was
stuck,
I was like, here you go. And so I was on all of these forums, and finally there literally this morning there was a dude who, because it's a dude with a neck beard who was like, oh no, it's rah, 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 whatever. And I was like, okay. So I was like typing in the code and like I had to find this claim key and the HTML of the pig.
Oh my gosh.
It was
diving deep in there.
It was not pretty, but it was like, it worked. It worked.
Thanks, Reddit guy.
Thanks, Reddit guy. I did have to start rebuilding the library of everything, and I lost all of my watch status and everything.
Oh no.
But it's okay, because I took that opportunity to then kind of set up some different profiles for Lillian and Noah so they can watch and don't have access to like all of the movies.
Oh yeah, true.
So because Lillian the other day was like, what was happening? Oh, we were talking about something, and she's like, I know how a typewriter works. And I was like, oh. And she was like, yeah. You put the paper in the top and you have things like you do on your computer, Dad. And I was like, yeah, how?
Why?
And she's like, oh, I saw it in a movie. And I was like, yeah, what movie? Because we do let them have time that say like, okay, we're going to use these phones that they're all locked down, right? You have only access to like 5 of these apps and blah, blah. One of them is Plex.
You have like X time to do whatever. Yeah.
Yes. And both the phone and my network will lock them away after they use up so many minutes on it. Like it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I have it all set up. So, and, Lillian goes, oh, I think it was called Jaws. I was like, oh, it looks like one slipped through the cracks. Okay, hold on. Okay. I went and I watched her watch time, and she'd only made it like 6 or 7 minutes in. So I was like, okay. Yeah,
no problem. You got the weird part that doesn't make any sense at the beginning.
Yes, exactly. We're fine. So I had to go in and
luckily that shark was broken. It doesn't show up for like 40 more minutes.
Exactly. I was like, thank you, technological issues from
from the 70s.
It's so wonderful. So So there's a tie-in for our last episode about Jaws. And she did that. Anyway, it was so funny. I laughed.
It's hilarious.
I kind of had to comb through, and I was like looking at each one of those their profiles and like tweaking it just a little bit to make sure everything was kind of like all situated the way I wanted it. But I kind of took that time to do that, and then locked away my profile underneath the code. So we're all good. Hopefully.
That is too funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Oh, I know how typewriters work. What?
What?
Because then she said, I saw it in a movie. And I do have a movie called California Typewriters, which is about the history of typewriters.
This is the least surprising thing of all time.
And I was like,
be real.
Yeah.
Like,
and I was like, okay, well, maybe oh, nope.
Joel's kidding.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Okay, that was fun.
That is good. What a weird takeaway from Jaws too. Like, there's a type. I mean, I guess in the beginning, but like, still, that's just really odd. Like, huh?
This is the thing. Yeah, it's in the beginning.
Yeah, it's like when I think I know what part you're talking about too. But that's just fun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
hilarious takeaways.
I am going to jump off here and go put out some fires with the kitty visit.
Okay. Well, as long as those fires are not caused by somebody dumping diesel fuel down hornet nests in the yard, that'll be good.
We're using acid. It'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Oh, yes. Totally fine. No accidents have ever been caused with ass. Wait. Oh, no. All right. Well, good luck putting out cat fires.
We'll do. No cats are actually on fire.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. No. Yeah. Disclaimer.
Go take care of this, and we'll do this again soon.
Okay.
Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.